What up, big time gang? Welcome back to another Tommy Big Time video. This one is a Subaqua specialty that's kind of a little different. So, if you've heard of the Apollo Subaqua specialty, well, this is the wannabe of that watch. It's not a fake, but it's not the Apollo, but it's got the Apollo bracelet. So, MARION SOLDANO hooked me up with this watch. He originally got it from Rainier Castillo, I believe. But if you see the bracelet there, that's the Apollo bracelet for the Subaqua specialty. If you're into Invicta even, half as much as I am, you probably know what I'm talking about. This is a titanium Subaqua specialty. This one is, the color contrast is great. It's a quartz movement, nothing too spectacular. But it's got the dual pin Subaqua specialty bracelet, which I'll show you when I flip you onto this side of the table. It's just a good looking watch. Titanium and black with a titanium dial. OG Swiss made reserve. It's got the porcelain down the center links, and then it's got almost like a plastic rubberish type for the black down the links, and then the titanium on the outer links. Looking to see if it says anything about titanium, and it does not. But it's definitely lighter than a normal Subaqua specialty, so it's definitely titanium. In some of it, at least. I know a lot of Subaqua specialties are just titanium plated, but this one feels very light. So I think it's got some actual titanium. Maybe the case is. This is model number 17218, and this has a ETA or an ETA movement, G10 to 11. So a little different, not the Z60 like we're used to always seeing in a lot of Subaqua specialties. I've personally been attracted to the 8040Ns. I'd love to get like an SW500 or a Valju 7750 Subaqua specialty, but that hasn't landed on my lap yet, and I'm not willing to pay an arm and a leg for it. So I'm happy with the quartz ones I've got, but this one's a beauty. It's got the newer style case back, which is a bummer. I was talking to Rick a few months ago, and he was telling me to put clear nail polish on the back so they don't come off. That's a life hack that Rick does. I'm definitely willing to try it so that the ink doesn't peel off. I just haven't done it yet. So that's going to be a little project to do all my Subaqua specialties that have the flat case back. If you don't know what I'm referring to, the OG Subaqua specialties made, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, had 6 screws holding the case back on, and the case back was etched. It was engraved, it was 3D, it had texture, and a better quality case back on the watch. And somewhere in the last maybe 5-6 years, they switched a lot of the case backs to the case back that this one has, which is just a flat case back with the ink stamped on it. So as you wear the watch, you start to wear away the ink, sweat and the watch moving and all that good stuff wears away the ink. So my Aztec, for example, is maybe worn 15 times max, and that ink is like, I'd say 50% gone. So I definitely want to try Rick's idea, or Philly in the Building's idea, and see how that works for me. It sounds like it should work. I'm sure you have to coat it every once in a while. It's not just a one and done. After a couple wears, probably coat it again. But I'm willing to try it just to make the ink last so that I don't lose the model number and all the info on the back. Anyways, I'll flip you onto my side of the table and let you look at this watch up close. Wrist check. I've got the Coalition Forces 8040N with the black bezel, all stainless on the wrist today. All right, let's get you on this side. All right, so we're back. Now the color is kind of drowned out by my lights. You can kind of see it there, the titanium with the black bezel, titanium dial, with the black accents, white on the hands and the reserve hand, white hour markers, date window at the 4 o'clock. See chronograph 500 meters. Up on top at the 12 o'clock you have Invicta Reserve and like a chrome finish. And then down at the 6 o'clock you have that Swiss made stamp. So I've talked about this before, we'll talk about it again. The Swiss made stamp really doesn't mean as much as people treat it like it does, at least on Invictas. It's something that people are after. I know it's something that attracts me for sure, because when I started collecting Invictas, most of my pieces that I was getting brand new from Evine were Swiss made. That was just, you know, the way they came. And then in 2017, they changed the rules, and unless you're paying a top dollar to get them assembled in Switzerland, it was no longer saying Swiss made, it would say Swiss movement on the dial. So it doesn't mean a whole lot, but it does mean something, and it's hard to explain that, because it's a feeling, but it's that nostalgia of having that Swiss made on there means a little bit more. I don't know why. I know as far as value wise, it really doesn't mean crap. As far as quality wise, it doesn't really mean as much as you would think it does, but I like it. And I'm attracted to watches that say Swiss made on them. Now the bracelet is a selling point for me, and why I purchased this watch from MARION Soldano. And that is the white porcelain down the center links, and then the black contrast, and then the titanium on the outer links. Just a really good look. The triple tone bracelet, you don't see that very often. And like I said, the only watch that I know that comes with this bracelet is the NASA Apollo watch, and that is a Subaqua specialty, and that's paying tribute to, I think, 50 years from the Apollo. That's a beautiful watch as well. A lot of like aviator busy stuff on the dial, where this one's really plain and simple. I believe this watch originally came on a strap, and Rainier or Marion upgraded it to a bracelet, and they killed it because it looks super good. Got the reserve logo at the 9 o'clock on the case side. Crown and pushers. The crown, of course, is screwed down, and so are the pushers, with that IR on the crown as well. And you'll see those dual pin links, which is something that hardly any new Invictas come with as far as Subaqua specialties. These are the OG ones where you can actually take apart the link, and you could like kind of mix and match if you wanted to. The only ones you can do that with are use dual pin, because every single part of the link is different. It's a separate piece, where the newer Subaqua specialties that come out are single pin, and it's either 3 pieces, even though there's 5 that look like they should be separate, or it's 1 solid piece per link. So definitely the bracelets are not as complicated anymore. And so, you know, whenever you get the dual pin bracelet, it's like an OG. So that definitely, you know, helps selling this watch for sure. So you got the Invicta Dragon on the back, the Subaqua, best under pressure, Invicta Reserve, for the few who know best. Model number 17218, all stainless steel, flame fusion crystal, reserve collection, Swiss made chronograph, water resistant 500 meters. And then we got the consumer number. But just a beautiful watch. I'm happy I got it. You know, that whole Swiss made thing, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Leave that in the comments. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions, and I know what it is. I know it doesn't really mean much, but that nostalgia for me is what draws me to it. And I've asked a few collectors in the last couple of years, does it say Swiss made at the 6 o'clock? You know, when I'm looking to purchase or trade. And especially if I'm trading a Swiss made, I want to get a Swiss made back. And it's just that older model. It's just the, I don't know. I can't explain it. Quality wise, it's not that much of a difference. There's little things here and there, but nothing so crazy that it would, you know, devalue the watch by hundreds of dollars. You know, of course, Invicta, you know, most watches cost a couple hundred at the max. I mean, there's some Invictas that are very pricey, but for the most part, you're paying 100 to 300 on average for an Invicta. Of great quality, solid watch, big. This is 52 millimeters, which is, you know, my favorite size right now. It's got that unique case and cradle design, you know, super unique bracelet, just a killer watch. I really dig it. The only thing that throws me off on this is that they put a high polished clasp on this titanium bracelet. That makes no sense, because this side of the clasp is titanium, but then you got this high polished piece, which doesn't, that completely clashes with the whole watch. Makes no sense, but it is what it is. If you like the video, please smash the subscribe button, share with your friends, hit the like button, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this watch. Stay tuned for photos. The video is not over. I'll have photos and wrist shots coming up. Have a great day. And as always, God bless.